Alright, hello everyone and welcome to my channel and welcome to 2021. The year of 2020 is finally over, thank goodness. I hope everybody had a good new year, and for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Paul Novak and I love saving, investing, spending, and talking about money, and that's what we're going to do today. I do have to say this year was bittersweet for me. So the pandemic really did throw a wrench in my life, as I'm sure it did many other people. While many unfortunate things happened, I do have to say I did accomplish things that I never thought I would do. And I tend to be a person that wants to focus on the positives versus the negatives. So some of those things that I'm very excited about is I actually took a leap and got into the stock market. And for those of you who have been watching the videos, you can see kind of how that's progressed. I've heard a lot of negative things and, oh, you could lose all your money and that there was a lot of risk involved. And to be honest, I found out it really wasn't that bad. I just had to take a leap. Another thing that I literally cannot believe I'm doing is I started up this YouTube channel, and even for me here that's on my 5th video, I still find it nuts. I thought it was going to be hard to do this in front of the camera, and to say it's hard was an understatement. I found it absolutely terrifying, but what the heck, I'm 5 videos in and I'm not going to stop now. The other thing that we're starting, which I'm really excited about, is that my wife and I are going to get started investing in real estate. We're actually looking at purchasing our first rental, which again is a little bit scary, but something that I'm excited to get started. And the last thing that's really exciting is that my wife and I are starting to look at these finances as a team, whereas in the past, I used to do all this on my own. And as always, if you're interested in supporting my channel, smash the like button and subscribe. Comments are always welcome. If you have questions, if there are topic recommendations, anything you post, I promise to respond to all of them. And for those of you who are interested in getting started investing, a great deal I'm going to post in the link below to Robinhood. If you do click on that link and get started investing, you'll get a free stock and you'd also be supporting our channel. The other thing that I have to say, which I say in every single video, is that I am not a financial professional. I'm not affiliated with anybody, and the products that I recommend in my videos are just strictly products that I use and I believe in. So with that said, let's get into it. Alright, so the topic we're going to discuss today is something that I am extremely excited to get into. I've had this conversation with many family and friends in the past, and I found it to be a very controversial topic, which to me is fun. And that topic is going to be credit cards. So a question that I have for everybody is, are they good? Are they evil? What are credit cards? I've gotten a lot of different stances and a lot of different feedback over the years, and to be honest with you, I want to know, what is your stance on the topic? Whatever you feel about credit cards, post it below. I'd really love to hear what people have to say. So for those of you who have watched my other videos, you've already heard me say that, to be honest, I will talk to anybody that's willing to discuss personal finance. And really what I've found is the people that are truly into finance or truly into investing or saving their money really operate off of cash. They don't use credit cards, and a lot of them actually have budgets broke down in envelopes to track their cash. And a lot of those family and friends that I've talked to are big believers in Dave Ramsey, have read his books, taken his courses. To be honest, I haven't done any of those things, but the people that have explained things to me about the Dave Ramsey courses state that they really try to get rid of their credit cards. And really the biggest reason is I hear very common issues of what credit cards cause. And that is, if you have a credit card, it's too easy to spend your money, number one. You're going to increase your debt with having those balances that you're going to pay interest on. You've got high interest rates that, keep compounding, which gets you further into debt. And I'm not going to disagree with any of those statements, right? Or any of those issues that credit cards can cause. All I want to do today is share a different perspective with you, to look at credit cards a little bit differently. So I have an interesting topic for you. What if I told you that I've actually turned my credit card from a liability into an asset? Check this out. All right, so for those of you who have watched my videos in the past, you've seen these images before, these four quadrants, and honestly, I use this because even for me personally, I find the pictures just to be more impactful than just talking through these scenarios. So, what I just talked about is how to transition your credit card from a liability to an asset. And first, I'm going to talk through the liability side of things. So, for most people, and I think why they dislike credit cards so much, is because if you look, right, you've got your income that comes in. That income is going to flow traditionally through purchases you're going to make on your credit card. And from that point, it's going to go down to debt, right? As you continue to rack up more and more purchases on your credit card, you start increasing that debt, and that debt gets transferred into a liability, which is really what most people deal with. And from there, right, my card specifically, I got to pay 18.99% interest. So based on that debt, I'm going to get a credit card payment that I've got to make every single month with an additional 18.99% interest tacked on. And from there, my money's going to flow out, right? So every time I'm using this credit card and continuing to rack up this debt, I'm constantly paying fees and interest, which is ultimately making me lose money. So I want to take a different approach. So when I look at this and how I leverage my credit card, I also have my income come in and it flows through to making credit card purchases. But I do something a little bit different. Those credit card purchases ultimately are still going to require the same credit card payment. But if you notice, I go directly from credit card purchases to payment. So I make sure that my credit card is constantly paid off in full. I never put it into that liabilities category because I never maintain a balance on the credit card. Literally, whatever I use during the pay period, I rack up and then I pay it off directly at the end of the pay period. And what that allows is for me to take my credit card payments, I get 1% cash back on those, and my purchases I get 1% cash back on, and all of those cash back rewards actually shift into my asset category. Again, it never becomes a liability because I never maintain a balance on the card. From that point, I get those 2% cash back rewards and they come right back up into income. So for me, because I don't maintain any balances, that cash back is constantly flowing in every single month. And for me, that's really how I've flipped my credit card, in my opinion, from a liability into an asset. All right, so after showing you how I've turned my credit card into an asset, I gotta tell you, I don't like my credit card. I love this credit card. This is the best credit card I have, and I found for my situation. It's the Citi Double Cash card. What I'll do is I will post a link below to how to sign up for that credit card if it's something that you're interested in. And I love my Citi Double Cash card because it has no gimmicky bonuses. It's just 2% straight cash back on everything. I've actually taken my annual credit card statement and checked it compared to cards that, let's say, offer 1% cash back on purchases, 3% cash back on grocery stores, 5% cash back on gas stations. And for me, based on my situation and my purchases, the 2% always wins. The other part that's nice is this card has 0% membership fees. So some cards might have good bonuses or good benefits, but at the end of the day, they've got a $95 annual membership. Or I've even gotten some cards offered in the mail that have a $400 or $500 annual membership, right? This card is 0%. And really, how I get my cash back is I use my credit card for absolutely everything. Honestly, if I can't buy it on a credit card, there's a good chance I might not buy it. And you know, some of the things that I use my credit card for that other people might not even think of is I pay my car insurance with my credit card. I pay my homeowner's insurance with my credit card instead of escrowing it. I've actually paid for vehicle down payments with my credit card. I pay my monthly internet bill with my credit card. If there's anything where I can use that card and not get assessed a fee against using the card, I use it every chance I get. Now, obviously, when I'm using my credit card as much as I do, you have to stay on top of your purchases, right? So one of the drawbacks that many people have talked to is that it's just too easy to spend. Well, to be honest with you, there is many apps out there right now with these credit cards that'll actually break down how much you're spending. And for us, we use a very simple approach. We have a budget for what we're allowed to spend every week. We have a whiteboard that we write on in our kitchen, and every time we use our card, we track it off that whiteboard. And I'll actually show you what our whiteboard looks like. It's extremely basic, but it works for us. All right, so here we are in our lovely kitchen. Right, as I pan over, I told you the whiteboard's in here. There's the pantry, real clean. When I said that what we were doing is basic with the whiteboard, I literally mean basic. So what we do, if you can see, I've got my budget over there on the left. Currently we have it at $500 a pay period. It used to be less than that, but as time's gone on, we've kind of increased it a little bit. But every time we make a purchase, we deduct from that board. So because we're using a credit card, right, and we don't have the cash on us, this is kind of how we keep track of everything. So just kind of using an example here, it says 500 on the top, and then it says 456 at gas. What I wrote over to the right is how we calculate that. So if we're starting out with $500 for the pay period and we had to get gas to fill up our vehicle, right, we always just round it up to the nearest dollar to make sure we're always covered. But in this example, gas was $44, so our remaining balance is $456. And that's why you see over on the left it says $456 and gas next to it. So for us, this is how we keep track of all of our credit card purchases. Simple, and it works. I get paid weekly, and I pay my credit card off every single pay period. I've had this card for 5 years, and I've paid zero in interest, right? And that's very, very important. So I agree, if you have a credit card and you're going to be paying finance charges and interest, you're not going to come out ahead. So if you're going to follow this and do what I do, you have to make sure that you never pay that interest payment and you're only charging what you can afford to pay. So some people have asked me if, using this credit card and doing this versus cash and getting the 2% is even worth it. And to be honest, I'll let you decide. So I've made on average this year, because I've looked at my statement, $101 per month in cashback rewards. And that ultimately brings my yearly cash back to $1,212. Now, looking at me having this card for 5 years, the total cash back I've gotten is $6,060. That's all free money because I've told you I've paid 0% in interest. So if getting over $1,000 a year is too much of a hassle for you to use the card, you don't have to use it. But for me, I say, why not take the free cash? And for me, what's even better yet is I say that I'm making $101 a month on average in cashback rewards. I've taken these cashback rewards, claimed them every single month, and reinvested that money. So to be honest with you, yes, I'm making the money in cashback rewards, but I'm also making bonus interest on top of that with me investing the money. Right? And one of the things that I use this money for every single year is I go on an annual golf trip with my friends. And that golf trip is 2 night stay at a casino and 3 rounds of golf. So it's not just going away for one day and golfing one time. And the cashback rewards allow me to pay for my golf, allow me to pay for my stay, my gas, my gambling, my spending money, and even when all that stuff is done and covered, I still have money left over to reinvest. The cashback rewards pay for me to cover my trip every single year for the last 5 years. So to me, this is definitely worth it. And while many people would disagree with me that a credit card is an asset, I would disagree with them. Right? If you remember in my other videos and even in this video, I define an asset as anything that you have that generates income. And for me, this credit card is definitely making me money. And I look at it this way. I need to buy groceries. I need to put gas in my car. I need to pay for bills, right? As we all do. Why not use the credit card for that and make my money work for me? And honestly, I'm really curious on your thoughts. Maybe there are other credit cards that you have that instead of the cashback rewards, maybe you travel a lot. So there's a travel credit card that works better for you and your family and your situation. Whatever it is and your views on credit cards, I'd love you to post in the comments, and I'd just love to hear what other people have to say on this topic. All right, so this week I actually am not investing any money into Robinhood. With it now being January, I'm shifting my investment strategy into my Roth IRA. I'm not going to go into great detail on that in this video, but it is a topic that I will be covering very quickly. And ultimately, I hope this video, if anything else, just gave you a different perspective on credit cards. I mean, I feel like so many people and so much of the world has negative connotations against them. I think if used properly, it's a great way for you to really make your money work for you on money that you have to spend anyways. And ultimately, my goal is for you to be able to take that money and spend it on the things in life you want to do. Just as how I've made my credit card work for me, and it's covered my golf trip every single year for free. And once again, if you're interested in supporting my channel, smash the like button and subscribe. Comments are always welcome. If you've got questions or topic recommendations, post them in the comments down below. If you are interested in getting started investing, you can also support my channel by clicking on the link to Robinhood below. By doing so, it will also give you a free stock. I'd like to thank you guys for watching today, and we'll see you next week for saving, investing, and spending money.